to be the best, but these quests are on the side. That's not an issue. We gon' make some time. Ric Flair once said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. We on the quest. This quest is on the side. I'm on a quest to be the best, but these quests are on the side. That's not an issue. We gon' make some time. Ric Flair once said, to be the best, you have to beat the
Some
best.
more breaking
We
news,
on the quest.
some more
This quest
unfortunate
is on the
news, some
side.
more releases.
We gotta talk about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The cheers, the jeers, and trucking. Watching, keeping the eye for the truest skill. And at the same time, entertaining the rumor wheel. We love the sport. Content must go on. Unwelcoming our thoughts. Because it's our job. When it's off the hip. Travel sidebar quest. And the you know the rest. I'm on a quest to be the best, but these quests are on the side. That's not an issue. We gon' make some time.
Let's get right into it then.
Just when we thought it was all said and done,
man,
and then there were more.
There were definitely more. It was a wild day in sports today. Wild breaking news, like just some basketball scores, like the Lakers beat the Pacers and stuff. That was surprised me. The Nuggets beat the Suns. Celtics slapped the Knicks.
Or how about AD starting white hot and then getting hurt out of nowhere?
Oh man, the
He
groin
damn had a
injury.
triple double in the first half.
Oh man, incredible. Somehow the Mavericks were still able to win that game.
But just think, we're a little over a week into this month. Look what has happened in the last 8 days.
Just a lot of things to keep an eye on. So going into the sports day, seeing the news after we just covered this literally last night, we just uploaded the video. It's out already, and if consistency allows, we're gonna deliver this to the folks in a timely manner. So we're talking about a 2 day stretch here, Friday to Saturday, going into Sunday. Like we're talking about it now, 1:30 in the morning, but this is a Friday to Saturday. What about how many releases? 8?
In total, yeah.
And it's funny. It's well, not funny, but like it's like
Well,
weird that
if you want to
some of
break
them,
down, some of them are now teams. We're talking 10, maybe 11 folks.
yeah, like they just letting some people contracts run out. Some people like got the 90. Some don't. Like in Sonya Deville's case, she don't got the 90-day compete when her contract just runs out, so she could go anywhere. Man, it's a tough time. Again, we said it yesterday. Nobody's safe, and one of the gentlemen that we mentioned yesterday, funny enough, was Giovanni Vinci.
Sorry about it.
Man, I would hate to say that we jinxed it, but it's kind of like the writing was on the wall. Like if we had to mention it, then it was already in the path and the place. That's just unfortunate right there. I feel like if they would have kept him with Imperium, it's a different story. I don't know, like this picture right here, this little vignette they was rolling out for. I already knew he was over. It was done.
And they killed it off before it even got a chance to see if there's any mileage, which screams of the old regime.
It's
But
just
like,
tough to, like hit
but
that
like,
character. They didn't, like you said, they didn't give it legs, and in the short time it was out there, he didn't really do nothing but try to be a tough guy. So
all
it
you
was
did was have him be in weird matches with Apollo Crews. That was it.
yeah.
And you had him take embarrassing roll-ups. It did nothing for either one of them.
Which is another one that unfortunately I'm keeping an eye on because I feel like they just got Apollo Crews floating around too, and that's one individual we spoke on before.
Yep.
Giovanni's case, again, he was moved over to SmackDown. SmackDown now being 3 hours. I figure like you know, the SmackDown releases Blair Davenport, Giovanni Vinci. These are relatively young superstars. So to me, it's kind of like, what's going on here? Was it more of a contract thing? Like, again, they somebody in the room is doing the analytics and saying, well, they're not worth the contract.
Or it's why keep them when we got 8 more like them in NXT?
Yeah, because at the same time too, Giovanni didn't really do much to stand out. I'm gonna be honest. It was times where, like, just visually, I'm like, oh, he's like a little Cesaro,
Like an
a
Ethan
little,
Page.
little Claudio out there, and I'm just like, all right, it wasn't that much to the character. What's the separation from Imperium? And then they made him look weak. Imperium just kicked him out. I don't know. It's just weird. This type of character to me, I feel like it was almost kind of like what they was gonna have Ludwig doing a little bit with the elegance thing, the excellence. Like,
Or like I snuck in there. What separates him from an Ethan Page? Aside from one's Canadian, one's Italian, it's virtually all the similar gimmicks.
yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking when we got the call yesterday. I was telling Streets that I feel like it was a little different era back then where you could have these characters, these bigger than life characters, and kind of make any story for them, like The Undertaker, Kane, Mankind. You know what I'm saying? The Godfather. Like they were just characters that weren't first name, last name, real life based characters. I think that's what hurts a lot of today's superstars. I'm not saying that you got to have a unique name, but again, going back to what separates you, if you're gonna have a first name, last name, and you're gonna be somewhat like a relatable person, like an everyday person that someone could relate to, you kind of got to turn it up all the way. There should be no half stepping.
Or even from a marketing standpoint, maybe the name's a little bit too long. You probably want it short and sweet. Because also, if you go something short and sweet, it makes it easy for the crowd to chant it.
That's yeah, I mean that's another thing too. Giovanni doesn't really sound like an imposing character name. Like maybe they could have played around with it, called him Gio, did something else. But yeah, I mean a lot played into the presentation. I felt like, to be honest, his in-ring stuff is good. He could go in the ring. It's just the presentation. Okay, you're a fancy dressing Italian. Okay, there's been many fancy dresses to walk through. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the layers at? Where's the mic work?
Why aren't you
And
with the family down at NXT?
again,
Or,
that
or, is,
might
or
have
is that
been.
too easy? Like the LWO?
I think it's too easy on the main roster. NXT, it seems like people find like we saw about Rich Holland and going to chase you. It's sometimes finding ways to make it work. I think they could have found a way to incorporate Vinci down in NXT with them, but it
Or
wasn't
anything
given
for
a
that matter?
chance. Yeah, it wasn't given a chance or the legs. So I mean, shout out to Vinci. I don't know if he got a 90-day compete clause or if they let his contract run out as well. But
So far, I think Sonis was the only one that the contract had just lapsed. Everyone else, I think, was let go possibly, but we'll see.
and moving on to our next release, this one kind of surprised me too. It kind of came from, well, the last two definitely surprised me. I wouldn't say all of them did, but the last two really
But
surprised me more.
this one was, wait a minute, like what the hell just? Why?
feel like they were just featured in last year's programming with Jade and Bianca. Had the championships, had the big moment out in what was it, Scotland?
Hmm.
Had the big moment out there. So to me, this one is a bit of a surprise. Again, I hate to say it. People look at going to NXT as like a chance to work. I feel like I just recently seen these two on NXT probably like a month or two ago, and I was like, yeah, it might be over. Like that's a step back. But I didn't really think that they would release them. I just thought like their momentum was slowed down. Like they iced them.
No, Alba Fire's still there. Isla's one that got released.
Yeah. But I'm saying they were
Still,
down
it
in the
makes no sense. Like,
they were down in the tag team match is what I'm saying though. About a month ago. So I already knew once they sent both of them down there, it might have been over. But for one of them to get released, that's the question too. Like, was she
it's a
not better
weird one.
than? Yeah, was Isla Dawn not better than? Like, not to say not better, but was she that much worse than Alba Fire to just get released like that?
Or
Or
again, maybe there was no interest in re-signing. But again, this is an odd one.
yeah, it really is. I mean, again though, I don't really see no character development between them.
Well, we never saw them doing anything noteworthy to begin with. So again, there could have been development. It's just it never made TV.
They had the championship. They took it from Jane and Bianca. They were on Raw defending.
Yeah, but aside from the matches, they didn't do like everyone with that division. They don't do much with them.
That's what I'm saying. Like they gave them
Belts have been
the.
cursed since day one.
Cause sometimes I think I don't know how it's done where the superstars are allowed to get their personality over, but I feel like this few that whatever time they're given, they capture. And I mean, I think they did capture that Scotland crowd. They had people behind their back, but again,
They
they
didn't
were a
capitalize
heel
on it.
tag team. Yeah, they didn't capitalize. A heel tag team. Do you want your heels being cheered for? So I think they might have put them in bad spots, to be honest. But that's the part that I'm not getting with some of these releases. It's kind of like I feel like these aren't kind of to your point. They haven't been given a whole real chance, opposed to maybe somebody we might have seen every week out there just maybe botching, missing spots, and you like, okay, yeah, now this person maybe they,
But again, but the
I
ones
don't
that are being
think
let go, these these folks can go bell to bell.
that's what I don't understand. That's the part I'm not understanding right there. Like I could understand if, for whatever reason we're releasing like a James Ellsworth for the day or a Hornswoggle of the day. I could understand that. Okay.
But instead, this would be like, oh, we just let Kane go. We just let Chris Masters go. We just let Jericho walk. We let Kofi walk. We let Randy walk. It's like you did what?
For real, like
That's the
I,
level of magnitude of some of these releases. Like you let who go? Who signed off on that?
man, it's just crazy to believe. So then looking at this picture, she got the championship. It's like it hasn't even been a whole year removed. Fresh off that, like I don't understand where things go wrong. That's what I would like to know. I would like to remember that number I seen, the corporate Connecticut number. I might have to take a chance and get our journalistic value on it, give them a call and see what's going on.
Like y'all got the bag. What would have been wrong for those that just wanted to renew the contract? What would have been wrong with just paying them? You got the bag. Y'all got a few bags from what we've heard.
Do you think WWE is in this like kind of we see it with sports. We seen it with Luka Doncic a little bit where they didn't want to pay the guy his extension and they just shipped him off. Like, do you think when certain people are getting hot and it's time for contract season, or they don't want to like elevate certain people around contract season to pay them more.
Mm, I think it's a little bit of that, but also with certain folks that have gotten their release, maybe it's they want to spread their wings and show why they should be paid such that they're going to run the indies. All these individuals that have been let go will thrive in the indies, and then they'll hopefully come back to WWE with the check they deserve.
Now the biggest one to me, the biggest blunder here, the biggest mishap. I don't understand how they let this one walk. And I've personally been to a show in Brooklyn and watched these guys walk out the front doors of the Barclays, like the same where the fans enter through. Like they didn't give no fucks. The OC, the Good Brothers for Life, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson of the Bullet Club. How? In a land where Cody Rhodes is the champion, how do you let two of his stablemates from Japan walk? AJ Styles stablemates, faction mates. You let them walk without a story being told there? Finn?
In a world in which WWE has acquired the Gorillas of Destiny,
They
you
should have been
have
on the main roster in this new tag team era. Talk
and
about it.
and here's the crazy part about this release: Carl Anderson is still very much injured, rehabbing a brand new shoulder. How does that look optics wise that you let someone go that's currently injured?
This is like football contract. The non-guaranteed deals. Like usually you hear it the other way around. People adding time onto their contract because they injured. Not
No,
not
you still
today.
hurt. You gonna make me no money? There's the door.
There's different policies. They have
Now,
similar feel to what we accustomed to seeing. But whoa,
now also with these two, this is the first time they've been let go from WWE. And rumors had it how there's a certain individual, one of which I will not name, that they claim that he was a big role in why they kept getting released because he thought that they were being paid too much for contributing so little. And if that's the case again, that's again optics wise, especially with Carl being hurt, that's not a good look. I would assume.
man. In the land of cinema, like we've been speaking about it for the last few years now. WWE's producing cinema, and I'm gonna be honest, my memory of the Good Brothers on WWE television is just them joking around.
Beat him, John Cena.
Yeah, or hurt most of the other time. One of the
Yeah.
other one is hurt. Last time it was Gallows. Now it's Carl.
Also, they're not young. Let's be honest.
Neither is fucking Shinsuke.
This is
LA
true.
Knight, Damian Priest.
This is true.
I mean, I don't hate to go against your point, cause we should be caring about the younger superstars. But fuck, I mean, I want to understand some of it, and then the other part is just right in our face too. Shinsuke, a 46-year-old United States champion. Finn Balor
You
was
you,
just
you
tag
got
team
Sheamus
champion.
who just signed a contract to where he'll go till he's past 50.
Wow, good for Sheamus though. He
Yeah, so I
deserve it.
think yeah, so he just re-signed it, and if my math is correct, he'll be between 51 and 53 when that contract expires.
You
But
know,
again,
yeah.
back with these, it's like you can't say they weren't selling merchandise. Um, yeah, this one is an odd one in an era to where, especially on SmackDown, to where you have a thriving division. You throw their names in the hat, whether even it's on a part-time situation, that it's gonna work. Like I
And
said,
AJ looked
uh, uh, uh,
phenomenal
uh,
on
uh,
his return. Like,
or put him on Raw with AJ. There was options. Again, you mentioned Cody having the Bullet Club ties. You could have paired them three together as Cody embarks on this heel run.
this
Imagine
is
if
what
they're
I'm
on
saying.
SmackDown and when
Why
we
we couldn't
get the Good Brothers versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa.
like I could understand not putting Cody Rhodes in it, right? This early. But why we couldn't start off where you see how the Judgment Day is in perils right now? Like they got shit going on. Why AJ and Finn couldn't just look at each other like and just like, you
Or
know what, bro?
Finn could have made a call, could have easily booted out Dominic, could have booted out Carlito, and you could have had Finn, Carl, Doc, and JD.
Like, but even so, in my mind and world, I would like to see all of them working together. Finn, AJ, Cody, the Good Brothers. That'd be something like I think in WWE we've never seen an outside faction come in like this was could have been it.
Well, again, they tried to force with the NWO, they tried to force with the Invasion and stuff, but this is one again. Those were more rebellion based. This one could have been, hey, we saw this work over here. How would you like it over here? And again, you'd be stupid to say it's not going to work.
Man, bro. And then they teased us, showed us glimpses of it,
You
and
had
that
Finn
was
and AJ hit a two sweet middle of the ring at a Survivor Series, and the crowd loved it.
in the Vince era.
You had Cody and Finn. I get on a recent match or someone, and I don't know if it was Test or Cole. Was some that let out. Oh, so there will be a pre-match two sweet.
Man,
Oh, it was at the Rumble. It was AJ and Finn had the little moment.
that's just incredible to me right there. Like, and I get it too. Like, maybe their style isn't for the like Doc Gallows. I think he'll be a better singles in the WWE than Carl. 'Cause I remember the little run they tried to have Carl on when Doc was hurt. Doc give me like that old school Kane, Undertaker, big man vibe.
I mean, he was fake Kane a long time ago,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
but he's always been a tag team guy, whether it's Festus, whether in Aces and Eights, whether in
that
Straight
is
Edge
true.
Society. He's all and same
Aces
with
and eights.
Carl. He yeah he had a singles run in New Japan with that was successful. But again, he was predominantly a tag team guy as well. And I feel that these two could contribute because again, you could either have an NXT prep young tag teams down there. You could have them on Raw and help that tag division that's just hemorrhaging, or you could just have them as a part-time talent on SmackDown. Just fit them in whenever because again, they can work with anybody over there. But that's these are some heavy hands to let go.
Yeah, these are very like, man, I'm surprised. I feel like they go back to Japan, do they think they love it out there? I'd be surprised if they go to AEW, but I could see that as a move too.
I mean, the, then there's always TNA, but which will keep them in the NXT loop. But I'm sure they would love to go to New Japan. But again, Tony got a weird chokehold over him.
Yeah,
So I think once they go over there, then one would assume that they'll likely end up going to AEW and just what everyone else does over there, just kick it.
yeah. If you ain't kicking it in one crib, you're kicking it in the other, right? I
Hmm
mean, that's just the reality of it. Unfortunately,
And
Cesaro's
again,
my
Tony,
favorite example of it.
and again, Tony gonna pay them whatever the hell they want.
Like I'm not trying to put no bad juju in the air. Do you feel like there's any more releases coming through? Just this the end of it? Can't, cause I felt like yesterday that short list was a short list. Four people. I was like four.
I
Like
mean, that was still technically no short list by a stretch, but I get what you mean. But
yeah, like I mean
honestly,
yeah.
like Now there's speculation that again there's going to be a crop of call-ups. This is a lot of bodies. Like, how many folks do you think are ready from NXT? Because if you ask me, it's less than five.
I mean, I'm saying though, realistically, right? What if NXT is prepping themselves to send all of them people up? Like, think about it. This is
But
how I'm
but but
looking at
but,
it.
but, but that's what I'm saying. This is 11 bodies that you're going to have to replace. There's not 11 bodies in NXT that are ready.
They might not be. I'm gonna be honest. They might not be, bro.
You're
But
you're you're
this,
taking a risk at purging NXT.
hear me out though. Maxine Dupree's not ready. They have her out there. B-Fab is learning on the fly, and they trust in her. We enjoying seeing the growing process. I think if we give it a shot, like if it's terrible, Carmen, what's her name? Electra Lopez. I always call about to be calling her Carmen Electra. I don't know why. Electra Lopez, again learning on the fly.
But again, it's them coming up isn't the problem. But my thing is again, you're running a risk at
You are,
purging NXT after the stuff that they just rebuilt,
but
and
here's my
you're
thing.
at you're,
You
you're
got
at that point you're expecting a lot out of folks from Evolve, Level Up.
NID.
You're
Yup.
you're you're telling the fans
WWID.
that you're going to put a lot of faith in TNA, maybe Noah, but
I think I'm open to the idea. Like I wasn't so open to the idea in recent times, but I think now with the knowing the fact, okay, they got WWE ID, which is basically it could be anybody that's ready on the indies from whoever they want to pluck within their affiliation.
yeah,
And then you got the Evolve, which is basically like baby NXT, like the more younger ones, like
it's like baseball. You got single A, double A, triple A, the majors.
hmm
Each
And then
promotion is its own level of farm system. Yeah.
that LFG program, I think I'm interested because I like the
So,
format of how,
okay,
yeah, the judges, that type of
so
shit.
so okay, so let's address say possible call ups. Now this is a good and possibly I won't say it's a bad thing as well, but again, it's interesting. Most of the people that are essentially ready for call ups, it's all for the women's division. Most
For
of the
now,
folks
yeah,
that have been
that's
cut
right.
are from the men's divisions.
Okay, so let's talk about how about we could bring up Obafemi. He's not ready, but we could bring him up. Tony D'Angelo, Trick Williams, because I've always said I want him with Carmelo again. Like they gotta like
Okay, so let's start with calling Trick up for a second. How do you repair the stuff with him and Mello for starters?
they gotta fight it out one time on the main roster, and then look at each other and embrace. Like,
Okay,
yo, you know
now
what, bro? We dead ass brothers, bro. Like, you got your shit off, I got my shit off. But let's get back to what we used to do.
okay, and for Tony D'Angelo, is it just him or the whole family?
I mean, I would bring up the whole family.
You would almost have to at this point.
Yeah. And it gives them a presence. Like again, like the Italian thing we was talking about. Giovanni was just out there by himself. You know how
Hmm.
that'd feel? A mobster presentation on SmackDown? Whoa.
Shout out full blooded Italians.
Whoa. And we seen it with Solo. Like you seen what Solo could do.
Mhm.
Like he had his little mafia feel. Imagine with Tony D in the like, whoa.
Okay, now Obafemi would probably be the most appropriate one as well. But again, so with that being said, three respectable heavy hitters in NXT. Correct, right?
I got I got a dark horse for your Sean Spears. Just for Cody.
Okay, yeah. So I'll buy
Yeah.
with that one as well because again, he's got main roster experience as well. But again, so four heavy hitters respectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking former NXT champion, North American champion. Who do you put in
The
those roles to fill?
heritage. Yeah, you got me there, but Javon Evans needs to take that. It's him and Ethan Page. They in the feud right now. I like what they
They've been in a
doing.
feud for what 6 months now. That's still going on.
Yeah, and now it's reached that boiling point. He got the man and talking through a wire like Kanye. Like right now. Like you said, that feud don't need a championship because it's been going on. That's like their blood feud right there. But I like how they've been building up Eddie Thorpe. I haven't liked Alexis King, but I like what they doing with him too now. He's starting to like grow on me. There's a few cats in there that let's say if the room is we still
I'm
got
surprised you haven't
the
thrown in Charlie
Fraxium.
Dempsey.
I was getting there. Yeah, we got Fraxium and Charlie Dempsey, the No Quarter Catch crew. Like there's some things that's bubbling. They got the new fellas that Wesley is with. Them two, I'm sorry, fellas. I can't remember y'all name right now, but y'all brothers is out there putting in work. I remember seeing y'all a few, like probably a few months ago, and wondering who these guys. Remember Razor? We like who these guys that got jumped? Like
Uh,
the fuck. Whoa, matter of fact, what happened to that group? That group Gallus?
the Coffee Brothers? I don't
Yeah,
know. Again,
still got them down there.
them and Wolfgang. You're right.
What's
And
the
then
other
again,
tall brother?
that
And the dude that was crashing out?
Wolfgang.
No, no, no. Josh Briggs and the other dude that was crashing out.
Oh, not Tavion. but yeah, yeah. I, Hank Ledger, some of that, or no?
Hank and Tank, I seen they on TNA getting their rounds in. But the other dude, yeah, I know you know who I'm talking about. The one that he was out there doing wild stuff on commentary.
Yeah, and Booker T basically tell him get the hell out of my face, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got a few
so
that
again,
they could. Hmm.
okay, again, I feel a little better, but again, now as far as the women, now they've teased
The
Brock
woman, they
saying
flood yeah,
they
yeah.
said there's possible Lash and Jakara. They teased Jada Parker. Where do you put Jordan Grace?
I'm gonna be honest. If it was me booking this shit, I wouldn't even have Jordan Grace nowhere near the younger females like Jada Park. Only if she's gonna go over, but not to be in like I want her around the woman that were around the world, the Stephanie Valkyries, the Julias, the Deltas. I want her, and I don't want her around. What's the other the girl with the North America Kalani Jordan,
No, now it's Fallon Henley.
Fallon Henley. I don't want Jordan Grace
But
around them girls. I'm
it's
be
looking like it's
honest.
gonna be Fallon versus Stephanie.
Yeah, cause they trying to get Stephanie away from Julia, like, cause they kind of,
Hmm.
I don't know why they did that with us so fast, but I get it cause of their momentum. But I'm gonna be honest too, like, I'm not trying to knock Julia. I wouldn't prefer her as champion. I understand it. I'm not saying she's a bad champion. I think, but maybe it's time for somebody else there to have that,
She just
you know?
won the damn thing.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. That's the problem. Like, I was surprised when they put it on her, to be honest. Like, but she was there
Do you
more
call?
marquee.
Okay, I'll give you two names that one of them again her man is in the main roster, and the other one both of them had sensational rookie years. I'm talking about Sol Ruka and Lola Vice. Do you call them up right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I would call Jada and Lola because I like that rivalry they had. Or if you don't call them both up, call Lola Vice and have her continue what she did with Shayna on Raw. Cause I
The Queen
really
of the
like.
Underground.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I hate when they put these females in situations where they gotta relearn who they in the ring with. Like I get it, but at least let they first few appearances on the main roster look strong. You know what I mean? Like oh wow, they put on a great match kind of vibe. Versus
Also,
kind of like when they kind of throw Lyra out there. She had the good match with in the Queen of
I
the Ring shit, but then after that it was kind of like I don't know.
hear me out real quick. With Sonya departing, you could repackage Jada Parker and Lola Vice in with Shane and Zoe, and just have just four women that could just kick anyone's ass at any point in time.
I'd bring back the PNB. The PNB will be back under my, you know what I mean, under my surveillance, under my watch. But not in all seriousness though, I think more on the woman's side, the NXT roster might be in trouble if they decide to flood them, but they have the saving grace with Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
It's also as far
And
as with NXT, the women's division will be just fine. It's just the men, aside from some of the guys we mentioned, there's still again. I'm not quite too sold on Javon Evans just yet. He's got to learn to calm the fuck down. Um,
yeah, he gets a little overzealous, a little too ambitious.
I think the pet project with Wesley is up,
I'm not gonna lie, fucking Trick Williams when he slapped him, that was like his NXT career. I'm gonna be honest, like that was just like a out the
and again,
ghetto.
and then again, unless you some the Trick and Mello stuff has to be perfect, but aside from that, I'm Trick's kind of floundering himself.
He's got nothing over there, bro. Cause I'm gonna be honest, they did that weird shit with him in Last Legend. Like, if that's his real life girlfriend type shit,
Which apparently it is.
right? Y'all should have just let that flourish. I think the
Yeah,
crowd was getting behind that. Now, if you want to put girls around him, it's gonna kind of like, I mean, you might be able to sell it if the fans really don't keep up to what's going on, right? But I mean, like you said, you go to his YouTube, they make videos together. They like, it's, you know what I mean? They're not hot, but whatever the case may be, I thought they had some stuff when she was in the metaphor and blah, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Where the hell's Noam Dar?
I was just thinking that the other brother, the Vic Mensa dude,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, his pink hair stand out. I don't know how good his work is, but I tell you this, on camera, visually, he's a character. So
and what's gonna happen with Asante the Adonis?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to shit on him, but it's just like I don't know, bro. You're not like he's in that wrestling category where like I'm not expecting man, I'm expecting just the laughs, the comedic relief, the girl segments behind the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, if done properly, I would have swapped out B Fab for Asante to manage the profits to where he could have been like kind of like what Prince Nana is to Swerve,
Yeah,
almost like that. What we hoped, uh, what the hell's his name? Mr. Malcolm Bivens from WWE, Stokely Hathaway, something like that for the profits. That's what he could have been, but yeah,
that's an. I mean, you seen the light skinned brother that be wearing the glasses on NXT?
yeah.
That be with Ashanti the Adonis sometimes.
Hmm.
Like I'm waiting to see what they do with that dude. He look big as fuck too. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm waiting to see
If they
when
do
they
anything
let
with
him.
him,
That is true. But again, they got options. It's all about how I think like with no disrespect to Tozawa, I'm just saying his character. I know the man could work in the ring, but like you got characters like Tozawa out there when we could just have a land of everybody's just nice, but nah, we gotta have four guys that don't even be in matches anyway. So fuck you doing here? Like fuck you doing? I can understand the four guy. Yeah, we need a four guy. We need a couple of those. You know, one that's gonna help put the other over. But if the fuck you not even putting them in the matches, and then that could potentially be a main roster spot for. We love triple threat matches, huh? We love fatal four way matches, huh?
good lord.
We love those kind of multi-man matches, right? I mean, fuck.
Speak for yourself.
Like, they don't be doing shit with Otis. Karrion Kross just be well, I don't know what the hell Karrion Kross be doing. I love my New York native brother, but I don't know what the hell they be having him do. Just pop up on
Talk
people
about
like he a fucking
starting stops.
Like yeah, I don't know. Like I think the best shit he did was the day he came back to television and he started a program with Roman Reigns that never. I don't know
That
what
went
happened to
nowhere.
that. Yeah, like he has something there. This is when Roman Reigns is on that run and he comes through with the time ticking. Like your time is up. Like whoa, hold on. hold on, what we got here, and then nothing.
Yep.
Somebody else end up having a match against like now. I don't want to contradict myself because I've done said before, if people are hurt, still keep them on television. But fuck, we not even getting no clarity if certain people are hurt or not. Like, at least give us a little injury report, to give us an understanding why motherfuckers ain't being used. I wouldn't mind an injury report in wrestling. I'm gonna be honest. That might be asking for too much, but I'm just saying though, for us to not jump out with any crazy conclusion, we can lay the rest. Okay, this is why this person did, like you said with Carl, it's been documented. He's dealing with an injury. Excuse me, like he's dealing with an injury. You know what I'm saying? We could use that for some of the other folks on the roster. Now, I get it. It's a publicly traded company, so you might not want to do that when, let's
I
say,
mean,
one of those.
they've been doing it for Kyrie on Raw.
They, right? Like, I mean, why not keep that consistency?
Doesn't make too much sense.
Is that they need to find a way to blur because they want to keep it kayfabe, but we in a era where, like, come on, bro, like, there's a way where you could say somebody's just hurt, but not really like he's not in he's not in condition to compete. He doesn't have any broken bones, but the dude can't compete this evening. Kind of like with the Cody shit, right? Like they try to make it seem like the dude has some cervical fucking injuries, spine, neck. Like, bro, just say the dude's hurt, bro. He can't compete. Like, just do what they did in that backstage segment when Nick Aldis went. He was like, "Oh, did you get clear from the doctor?" I'd appreciate that shit 10 times over.
But then you'll give them reason to say, no, I took some of Super Cena's secret stuff. Like
Like,
Bugs Bunny on Space Jam, Mike's secret stuff.
man. But I do hope that this is the last of the releases. I don't want to see any more. And I do hope that these releases were strategically done to help bolster the TNA roster. I gave that theory yesterday where I felt like, what if, like, so that TNA can have how can I put this? Their resume would show they have a large roster rather than sometimes you'll see a WWE talent pop up on their programming. It's cool, but they still
Like
not on the TNA.
Fandango.
Yeah, exactly. And TNA can still say that that's ours, even though he's a
Just
former.
wait till we get
But
the
right
Hardys
now,
back. You got Nick Nemeth. You got a few other guys that are former WWE folks over there.
yeah. So it's like, and I think it's a very different situation from like, because people will always want to be like keep the same energy, and it's different from when the people were getting released from WWE and going straight to AEW. Because again, I like that word we've been using this week. It's kind of been a common theme. It's been rebellious. That's why a lot of people used to join and leave to defect.
That,
It
that,
was kind of to make a
that's why
statement.
AEW started. It was a rebellion.
Yeah.
And as we know, when the problem is gone, there why have the rebellion now? Vince is gone, so what does AEW have? Now, certain programming strategic tactics, I'm using that term loosely, Triple H is trying to just tweak shit around just to say, Tony, hey, I'm going to crack the door open. Are you going to fight back or do I got to push it in full gear? He's trying to ignite competition to, again, give them a reason to want to give us more shit to enjoy. Or he'll just make competition between himself.
I mean, and realistically, I do think that WWE is looking to, they can't monopolize the game because I believe that's illegal once they publicly traded. Like they can't try to be the only wrestling company around. Like that's just. But
Well, did
I
you see
do
what the
see them
price for
trying
one
to
share
take
for
over.
WWE is right now?
Is it up to 150?
Last I checked, yesterday, it was hugging like the 128 range.
Bro, I should have kept my shares. I had like probably 10 shares when the pandemic happened. They were probably like $20 a share. And I
Like
said, hold on.
that would have if you would have kept that in there, that'd have been bread right now. And I feel it's only gonna get more expensive.
Yep. And I'm not gonna lie. I was my pockets was hurting. I'm gonna just be honest, chat. At that moment in time, coming off the pandemic, WWE was just going back up, just as almost everything. MSG,
When
WWE, GameStop.
when did the TKO stuff become official?
Last year.
No, yeah. So would my question is, would the WWE stuff have carried over?
Yeah, I assume.
Okay.
I haven't checked, but I assume.
Yeah. So I'm no financial advisor. I'm no stock expert. So again, I've always been curious as to say if you had shares in WWE back then, like would that have ultimately become TKO shares, and would those have been grandfathered? Because if so, like I said, could you imagine the money right now for that?
Yeah, that's that. Oof.
That is crazy. But again, like I feel like they in the next 10 years they might monopolize everywhere. Like I said, they're gonna have an NXT Europe again. They're gonna have an NXT Japan, an NXT Mexico, and NXT Australia. It's gonna happen.
They're definitely looking to be on major sporting level, like globally. Maybe the NBA, FIBA, MLB, the World Classic Baseball,
Hmm.
NFL. You know, the Olympic level. Like they want to capture all eyes, like
And
at
ultimately,
once.
much like what all the promotions in Japan are doing, like with WWE and TKOs, they'll create like almost like their own governing body for the territories, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, the way they moving is
To
genius.
where,
Like,
like I said, they're making sure that the business will prosper for generations to come, and they're showing everybody the playbook on how to make sure everybody's eating.
talk about being a fly on the wall. I wish I could be a fly on the wall in WWE corporate offices.
Yeah, just sitting in one meeting, man.
Cause seriously, it's like, bro, the way that they game plan must be fucking insane and wicked and
Well,
analyze everything. It's just, it's
well,
dope and smart.
like we
'Cause-
touched on, Triple H basically mastered everything that Vince dreamed about doing with his company.
Yeah, cause I firmly believe that whatever, like they do what's best for business, but in this day and age, it favors us too. Like they giving a lot of the people what they want versus just taking our money and saying fuck you, we're gonna create a bad product.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
there's some shit we
they're
don't
still
like.
taking our money now, but now it's like, all right, like we got some stuff for you. Don't you worry.
Yup. Nah, you absolutely right.
We're now they can say, oh, we're good for it.
And I mean, I'm gonna be honest though. Before it used to be a heist in the pay per view ever paying sixty
Yeah,
dollars for a pay per view that might have been ass.
for
Like,
WLC,
bro, the brand split era where you had to pay $50 just to see one roster.
for people power.
Wow. I
The
mean, I
dark
think
ages,
that,
folks. But guess what?
man.
We made it
I mean,
out.
I ain't gonna lie, AEW still do that shit. That's the crazy part. Like, man, if y'all don't sit there and make y'all fucking pay per views available some easier way than fucking trying to charge motherfuckers a whole bill like before, like, nah, that's insane, bro.
Or let's get into the stuff because Grand Slam is next week.
Right, and I just seen a tweet. JD posted a tweet from AEW that they're calling that event a pay per view.
After Tony said that is claiming that it was never meant to be a pay per view. Grand Slam used to just be the Arthur Ashe show, and this was first advertised as a pay per view in a
It
50
should be
plus
though.
thousand seat arena. Then it's now in a spot that's houses maybe a fifth or a third of it, whatever. It's not a big building, and I guess they're from what I've heard, they're still charging pay per view prices for seating.
Imagine WWE going to Australia just to air an episode of Tuesday Smack
I
NXT.
will say they were there for the Chamber a couple years ago for Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax.
No, but I'm saying just a regular episode of NXT though. Like that shit better be a pay-per-view. Y'all better not skimp that crowd, but it better not be an expensive
No,
pay-per-view.
no, but
Again,
that's my argument. It's the one that's technically now one of the big four. It was a decent sized area, and Rhea Ripley sold that bitch out.
yeah, this shit, I don't know what the hell they doing.
But the cards, it's an interesting one. I haven't looked at the updated one, but uh,
Yeah, that's bad work right there. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, and then
Well, who need to be released is Ricky Starks, Miro. That's the next set of releases. But matter of fact, let me get my shit off. Hold on. The next set of releases, Chad, better be fucking Ricky Starks, Hook, Miro. Who else, Razor? Who else fucking need to be Kenny Omega free?
shit.
We freeing everybody,
Yeah,
baby.
I'm gonna put the two-way back on again. I need to look you dead in the eye for this one because again, now you got me stretching and shit.
He said he need the
Ooh,
two-way.
yeah.
Oh,
Look
bring
at
it
me, look
in.
at me, look at me, look at me. I am the captain now. You got your Ricky Starks, you got your Hook, you got your Rose. Yeah, I get that. Bring Camille over here. Bring Chris Statlander over here. Bring Willow Nightingale over here. Bring Julia Hart
Free.
over here. We'll show her how to run.
Free.
Bring Mr. Redwood back over here.
Free.
Bring Stokely Hathaway back over here.
Free.
Fuck it. Prince Nana Swerve, bring your ass back over here.
Free.
Kenny Omega, the door is always open, my friend.
Man, we need some motherfucking releases. Those better be it right there. I'm not gonna lie, I don't hear nothing else, no bad news. Cause any releases better be good news. And
And
that would be it.
most importantly, I wasn't done yet. Jeff Jarrett, come home. JR, come home. You saw we did touch on this on yesterday, but guess who's in attendance for SmackDown yesterday?
Who?
Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Look like Santa Claus down there with that white beard.
Man.
But also Taz, come home. Can you imagine Pat McAfee and Taz on commentary with Cole? That energy right there. Nothing
Telling you,
against Joe
man.
Tesstor, nothing against Wade. Taz was different.
And the way they got that little podium now, I don't know if they're gonna keep doing that, but I don't know if that was just because the Royal Rumble weekend was there, but they had the Oakland position. So I don't know, like it'd be dope to see, you know what I mean, whether it's on commentary or even there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they need to release them people and let them come back. Some people that never
On,
been here,
honestly,
welcome in.
all these names to cut, you don't even got to come to WWE. They let them go anywhere else.
Man,
I promise you, they'll be much better within 2-3 months.
free,
But you can do that for 50% of the roster.
free.
Now, again, you can argue that for WWE as well. Again,
Ray
let's be honest.
Phoenix, free. Malachi
Who knows?
Black, free.
Well, supposedly Malachi is free.
Buddy Murphy, free him. Even though he re-signed on his own will, free him.
Well, yeah.
Nigga
But
signed
again, in hindsight, again, Buddy, who probably paid him travel chief money, and Rhea says, "All right, you get that check. I'll go shopping. Mommy need money for tattoos."
fuck it, he gotta get that bag, right?
Oh, speaking of money, did you see where Tony Khan and the Hurt Syndicate are watching the Super Bowl
Nah.
on Daddy's $360 million yacht?
Oh shit. Telling you to
Uh,
hurt
So yeah,
BI, man.
it's just them. I assume Mercedes is there, maybe the Bucks and some other folks. But yeah, they kicking it on Daddy's yacht.
Man. But I guess that's it. We talked about all the releases, chat. Hopefully the next time we come to y'all with the sidebar, It'll be some better news. It'll be some more fun news. It won't be such dampening news on the WWE wrestling world for these talents. And we'll be gearing up, talking about some more stuff going on. Hope y'all stick with us. If you like the content, you know what to do. Hit that like, comment, subscribe. Hit that QR code above Ray's over there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Hit it. Hit it. Oh, yeah, baby. You know what to do. We gonna drop the bomb. Get out of here.
But these quests are on the side, that's not an issue. We gon' make some time. Ric Flair once said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. We on the quest. This quest is on the side. I'm on the quest to be the best. But these quests are on the side, that's not an issue. We gon' make some time. Ric Flair once said, to be the best, you have to beat the best. We on the quest. This quest is on the side. We gotta talk about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The cheers, the jeers, and trucking. Watching, keeping the eye for the truest skill. And at the same time, entertaining the rumor wheel. We love this sport. Content must go on. Unwelcoming our thoughts. Because it's our job. When it's